Hello everybody, it's the Lego Link here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's Lego review, we're taking a look at set 10352, The Simpsons Krusty Burger. This is the third direct-to-consumer Simpsons set, and it released in 2025 for $210, which I do think is a bit expensive, considering it only has 1,635 pieces. But we'll probably discuss that near the end with my final thoughts. This set has 6 minifigures included, and yeah, I'm just so excited that we finally have another Simpsons set. Simpsons, even though I might not have said it much on this channel, is definitely one of my favorite Lego themes, as I have the other 2 sets, pretty much all the collectible minifigures in the series, as well as I think all the Dimension sets as well. So I'm excited that this is making a return, and I hope this means that in the future we may see some other Simpsons sets like the school, or some characters we're missing will finally be made again. On the back we can see the interior, which again we'll discuss more later on. But one thing I don't really like about this box, which is a complaint that I've heard from a few people, is that it is very plain and boring. It's just a problem recently of all these black boxes. I know they're trying to market a certain like adult theme and all that using black boxes, and a lot of other companies use black boxes to show like high-end products and stuff, but I just think it would have been a lot cooler if we had like a fun background with Springfield like the other sets do. I think it would just liven the set up more. But hopefully maybe they'll fix that in future, but I don't really see it as a problem or issue that they're going to fix or work on. Anyways, let's get this set opened up and see the instruction manual. So it looks like we have 11 bags in this set, which I thought there would be more, but considering it's only 1,000 pieces, I expect it. I've never actually seen the instructions though come in this paper bag before. It's a unique design I haven't really seen. But yeah, let's get these instructions out real quick. So the manual is relatively big. Of course, it just uses that stupid, boring design, but I like how Sideshow Bob's kind of hiding in the corner there. Anyways, inside we do get some stuff talking about the past sets, as well as the Krusty Burger itself, and some moments from the show that it's based off of, which is cool. And then, yeah, standard UCS instructions with the gray background, and no other stuff in the back except for a little Krusty icon. And we also do, before we head off and go check out the minifigures, we do get actually 3 sticker sheets. So actually, I don't know why, but they gave me a double sticker sheet. That's really odd, but I mean, cool to have double, I guess. Get some extra prints you can put on other stuff. That's funny, but 2 sticker sheets if you don't count the extra one. So definitely a lot of stickers, but a lot of references. So the first figure in the Krusty Burger set is Homer Simpson, and it's a pretty cool figure. The last time I saw him was 2015, I believe, and his head mold is pretty much the exact same as the last one. I might have updated a few prints or made them darker here and there, but it captures his iconic baldness along with his beard and eyes. Well, just love how they're using the head molds that they used back in the day instead of just using regular minifigure heads. His shirt is actually brand new with a print for a stain for when he eats the rib witch, and he also includes some back printing this time around. And I hope we do see a normal figure of Homer without the stain on him with this back printing. It includes dual arms like the other figures of him. This little milkshake piece, which is a nice little build. They could have made like a special mold for it like they did with some other Simpsons products. And then the legs are a more darker blue than the ones they used in 2015 and 2014. And I think they work a little bit better and make him stand out more. So overall, a great figure. So you also get Bart in this set, and this one is a reuse of the one from the Quickie Mart, I believe. So it includes a red shirt with dual molded arms, and those dual molded legs of blue and yellow. It does include a dark brown slingshot note though, which is pretty cool. And then his head is that Bart Simpson head mold from 2015, 2014 with the spiky hair, the eyes and all that, and it looks pretty nice. Again, no changes, but still a nice figure to have again. We also get Lisa Simpson in this set. She includes a saxophone, and yeah, the figure is pretty much the same as the CMF Series 1 figure, with that nice Lisa head mold with her spiky hair, her eyelashes, all that. Looks really good. The torso is pretty much the same. There might be some updated printing here and there, but it still looks really nice. And then the legs are dual molded. If you take off the skirt a little bit, you can see it. And then the skirt is actually a new one. The one from 2014 and 2015 was like, had only 3 holes, but this one has 4 holes, so it stays on a bit better. The last of the figures that are technically old versions is Krusty, but this Krusty is actually a new mold and new printing. So first off, this is based off the Mother Nature Krusty outfit, which is from season 20 episode Coming to America, and this is not really a recognizable outfit for him, and I would prefer if they made just the regular version of Krusty and put him in the set with maybe an updated face print or whatever of him like not looking happy, because he's not always happy. But still, it's a nice design. It includes a pitchfork, a nice little torso for like a farmer's overalls there, some dual mold legs as well. And the head is completely brand new mold with the hat, and then his hair in like a different sort of style. And then that smile from the OG figure I think is pretty much the same. But yeah, I really like that head mold, and the outfit is pretty nice as well. But maybe he could have just gotten the regular Krusty since he hasn't been in a set since 2015. So one of the new characters we get is the squeaky voice teen. He has a mop here, which uses a mop piece that has appeared in some other figures. The torso has a Krusty Burger outfit with a nice lime green color and orange spot for the name tag and whatnot. And then there's a belt going around. And then the best part, of course, is definitely the new head mold. Captures the look of the squeaky voice teen well, with his teeth coming out at the bottom, the acne on the sides, and the hair, along with that Krusty Burger hat. Just an iconic character, and I'm glad they finally made him in Lego. We also get Lou for the first time, and he's a pretty great figure. Nice little torso printing for his police outfit with his tie and badge, includes a little coffee, some nice dual molded arms there, and of course the head mold is superb, capturing the look of Lou well with his hair, his little mustache there, his nose, and of course that police hat. Just looks really good. Glad they included in this set. I'm pretty sure it's probably a nod to the scene from 22 short films of Springfield where they're at the Krusty Burger. And yeah, I'm glad they include him. Now we just need to get Eddie. The final character that we're taking a look at in this set is Sideshow Bob. Probably one of the most requested figures to be made in Lego. I think they did a pretty good job with him. So they have a nice little torso with his lime green outfit. His head captures the evil grin pretty well with the narrow eyes and the little smile there. And the hair looks really good. They really went all out with the detailing of it, capturing that pointy, flowy look of it. The only problem I have is that it's just really flat when you look at it from the sides, and his hair is supposed to be more like out on the front and back as well. I'm sure it's probably due to limitations of molding and all that. They couldn't go out too far or something, but I just wish they had done that with this figure and made it a little bit more accurate. So for one of these side builds in the set, we get the family sedan, but with the clown style seen in Homie the Clown. I think it's a pretty neat little build. We get a combination of lime, dark pink, and aqua for the coloring, and it really pops. It's pretty similar to the OG design from the Simpsons house, but there's some color change and designs here and there. So at the front we get a sticker for Krusty Clown along with his bow tie, and then we get this nice little piece for his hair that's used in several other places in the set. And then on top where the hood is, we have a little lever there, a little dent as well, and some bullet holes. for when they are escaping the mafia, I think. And yeah, there's some stickers on the sides. There's actually no openable doors, which is kind of annoying, but I'm guessing they didn't really want to print some doors. But I do like the stickers, though. On the side, make some nice detail there. And on the back, we have, of course, the lights there. And then we have an openable trunk. I wish they maybe should have detailed the inside of this to make it less blocky. But I like that they still include the trunk. You can put a few things in there if you want. And then, of course, inside the vehicle, we have a steering wheel, the gear shift lever, a bunch of studs as well, where you can put a few figures down. It's kind of hard to fit a bunch of the family inside, but you can probably get like at least 2 or 3 figures in there. So you can get like Bart there, Homer at the wheel. It's kind of hard to fit them. Sometimes you have to move their hands up. But yeah, there's enough studs there. You can put a few different family characters as well. And yeah, I do like at the back though, where they have like the seats. They have some nice detailing for that. And they do leave the roof open, so if you wanted to grab an old Marge figure and put it in there, you could, which is, I think, a nice little detail. So of course the set includes the iconic Krusty Burger sign. And I think it's a nice build, but let's go look at the bottom first, and then we'll take a look at the actual sign itself. So the bottom has a nice little sidewalk and some nice greenery as well. And we do get this stickered sign, which says out, which is for the drive-thru. There's an in sign later on that we'll look at, which is staple at many other restaurants where they have an in and out sign. And then we have a pole going up, which is relatively stable. What you can see, the sign is a little wobbly and it does easily come loose at the top of this Technic pin. So they could have done a bit more stability, but I think it holds up the sign pretty well. So then we have, of course, the burger with the Krusty Burger logo imprinted in the middle of it, using that nice dark orange color. And we do get a finger holding the sign, which looks really cool with these pieces here. And then the sign saying Krusty Burger is printed, or I mean not printed, it's stickered. I do wish they could have printed a bunch of pieces in the set, but again, as you saw at the beginning, there's a ton of stickers and you can't really get around that, but it still looks pretty decent. And then kind of have to, we'll just take the sign off the top to show it a bit better. The giant crusty head at the top looks really good, using more of those pieces that we saw on the car hood for the hair. We have that nice cream yellow for his face makeup, of course the ball for his nose, the face where his mouth is printed, I mean, I keep saying printed, it's stickered, and the eyes are as well, which they kind of look a bit goofy if you don't put them on right, or a bit uncanny, but I still think the sign works pretty well. Maybe they could have just printed instead of stickering. And here is the Krusty Burger itself. I think it's a pretty nice looking build. They really did a good job designing the outside of it. The colors pop well with the orange, tan, and nougat coloring at the bottom. The only problem I have with the build of it in general is its size, and I've seen many other people talk about this too. I definitely think the sizing of the set is relatively small, and it kind of hurts the interior, makes it a bit less, or a bit smaller than I would have liked it to be. But yeah, I think also the problem with it is the sides are smaller than this side. The length is not equal to the width, I should say. And I'm pretty sure most iterations of Krusty Burger, it looks like it's pretty square. So I feel like if they took the length of this side, which is the longer one, and the side here, and just made it as the same length, it would have been a lot bigger and also a bit more accurate to how it is in the show. But I'm not complaining, I just wish they could have made it a little bigger. But let's take a look at the outside now. So at the front here, we have the doors, which has a nice little orange outline. As the sign there says over 12 served, open 24 hours, with some nice little purple doors. We do get a trash can here with the Krusty logo on it. You can open it, but there's nothing inside. And then we get the window here where you get your food out of. So this is the window where they hand you it. And it has a really nice design. I really love how they use these rail pieces to create the outline for the windows. It just looks really cool. And then we have this nice little glass coming around as well. Some more windows here that are blocked off. You can see the hinges, which again will allow you to open the building once we get inside. And we get 2 poles near the drive-through window, with one of them being knocked over. Presumably Homer hit his car on it. This side here, we have the in sign, which corresponds to the out sign that we had earlier. And we have nice little design for these bushes that really capture the cartoony look of The Simpsons, using these round tiles here introduced with the Mario theme. Really cool. And then we get a giant window, which is common in all fast food restaurants, I feel like. Some nice purple outline, and again, those rail pieces look really cool, using snap techniques, as you can see on the side, to capture that. I really love how they captured the outside of it. It does definitely look pretty good. Then on the back, we get a big printed sticker there, showing some cracks in the wall. Vote Sideshow Bob for mayor, which is a reference to the episode where he runs for mayor. There's a rake there as well, because Sideshow Bob steps on those rakes. We get an El Barto graffiti, which we've gotten in the other 2 sets. And we get a missing poster. This poster says, "Have you seen the Krusty Burger?" Which is a reference, again, to the Homie the Clown episode, which there's a lot of references in this set too, is when Homer beats up the Krusty Burglar, which is a pretty popular meme, has appeared in a lot of different places. And then on the final side, we get some nice details. We have the back entrance, which is Meat Like byproduct delivery entrance, which Krusty Burger is known in the show for being cut corners a lot, uses a lot of illegal stuff, so yeah, it's a reference to that. We also have a little grease area here for where the grease comes out of from the fryer, because this is actually right behind the fryer inside the build. And then inside this little container here, there's actually a few studs of grease, and you get a shovel here so you can actually shovel the grease into the car, which Homer does in one of the episodes. So yeah, you can shovel around in there. Pretty fun little reference there. And then we get the drive-through ordering sign for, yeah, I really like how they, again, indented the sign with this nice little outline. The hands holding the sign are captured well. Nice little Krusty head on top. We have the place order here. Krusty Burger sign going across, and then the menu. It's going to be the same as the inside, but I'll go over it here. So we have the Krusty Burger, Krusty Cheeseburger, which they just called it Krusty Burger with cheese. Krusty Bacon Cheeseburger. Krusty Pork Sandwich, Krusty Kids Meal, Krusty Dogs, Krusty Fries, Krusty Brand Chili, Milkshakes, Buzz Cola, Diet Buzz, all of the above, $39. Definitely pretty good prices in this economy today, but I wish they had more references to like some other products besides just plain copy paste typical fast food things on the sign. But yeah, another part of the set outside that we're going to take a look at is the roof, and the roof is really cool. They captured that rigid look of the orange slanted part really well on the outside, with the parts coming out every so often, and the same design is just used throughout the entire build of the set, going all the way around for the roof. And when we lift off the main part of the roof, you can see how those are connected by some hinges, and the corners are filled up by these pieces here, so they're connected by a hose piece or gun piece, whatever you want to call it. They're kind of turned diagonally a little bit on that hinge, and then you kind of just sit there in the corner, fill it in, which covers up the gap nicely, and it looks really cool. And then the roof here, we can take it off. You can see it's not really put in there really sturdily, which I wish they could have kept it there a bit better instead of having it slide around, but you can lift it off. And now you can see how all the roof tiles are connected by hinges right on all these sides, which they're pretty sturdy, but you can see they kind of tend to fall off unless that's just me and not putting them on firmly enough. But yeah, the roof in the middle is kind of boring compared to, let's say, the Quickie Mart, which came out earlier. Just some tiling there. We have a trap door you can open and a little fan. I mean, Krusty Burger roof, there's not really any notable moments on top of it or anything. They maybe could have just added some like extra storage or a random crate on top or something for another reference or two. If you want to access the interior of this build, you can come to this side with the drive-through sign and all that, and right at this you're able to pull it apart. It's actually held together pretty firmly though, and if you like kind of, it won't like open when you're like moving around, but if you have enough force on either side, you can take it off, and you can see that these are connected by these little clips here, and then these other kinds of clips on the other side. So they are in place, but not too tight that you can't get it out. But yeah, we'll take a look at the fast food making area along with the cashier corner first. So we can see here we have 2 cash registers, and they both have some numbers on them, which are some references. So the first one has 847.63 cents on it, which is one of the opening credit Easter eggs in the original episodes, which was like the cost of a baby per month or something. And then the other side, the other one says 615, which is reference to season 6, episode 15, which is the Homie the Clown episode most of the stuff is based off of. We also get a couple of these burgers here in this area, and they're all pretty much the same design. They use a plate here at the bottom, and we have these red stamp pieces which are used to connect the bun, and the bun has some brown pieces for the meat, and then there's some orange or red and green for lettuce and tomato. No cheese though, and we have some nice coloring though for this area, some red, some orange, light blue here. We also have a ice cream machine in the corner, and I guess we can just take it out because it is attached by a tile, so you can remove it pretty easily, but it has a nice little design with some blue. They have like the part where the ice cream comes out of with a little nozzle there, and then we have a fan in the back. You can kind of see inside, which is pretty cool. We have a few cones stacked up on top of each other, and then there's an out of order sign because the ice cream machine is always out of order in fast food restaurants. And then we have some storage here, which they put some like burgers or something in there. We have the Krusty Burger coleslaw, Best Buy, February 1994, which is another reference to a episode where the bullies all throw coleslaw at Skinner's house, and it's that coleslaw. And then in the corner here we have the mop bucket, which goes along with Squeaky Boys Team's mop. It's a nice little design, some wheels there so you can wheel it around. Then the bucket has a little water piece in it, and just kind of stays in this corner here. There's like a little place that holds it in. And then we have the fryer here and the grill. So the grill has a nice little lime green design. We have a knob here. We have a fork, which I think is supposed to represent a spatula, but I don't know if they make a spatula piece anymore. And then the grill here says Dredrick Tatum's Industrial Grill, is a reference both to the Dredrick Tatum wrestler character inside of the Simpsons series, and also how some of the grills in real life are based on wrestlers, and Dredrick Tatum's a wrestler. And then we have the frying area here, which is pretty nice. It actually has a removable basket with the fry piece, which we'll be seeing later, but is this golden Wolverine piece. And then inside the fry area, there is some grease at the bottom. It's kind of hard to see. I'll just kind of show it there. Yeah, you can see the grease down there. And then we have the hood, of course, for the smoke and all that. And then there's like also a dial there for like turning off and on the heat. So overall, I really like that basket design and the entire frying area. It just looks pretty cool. And then we also have the ordering menu here, which again is the same as the outside drive-through, but I think the prices might be different. No, I think they're actually the same, but there's also a bit of extra detail for like some ice cream instead. I think that's different from the outside. Might be some added stuff there, here and there. We have like free slide whistle here. We have now with less fat on the drinks as well. So a bit of changes from the outside, but I like how you can kind of put well, it's actually on hinge, so you can move it around if you want, put it out of the way so you can play around with your figures better. But yeah, it's a pretty nice design for. So the next area is the drive-through area, where the employees can stand at the drive-through window and open it and give the food or whatever to the people in the drive-through. We also have a sign here, next order 700 Krusty Burgers, reference to when Homer orders that in an episode. And it's also a thing that's in some fast food places where it has the next order up on a little prompter up top, so people or the employees know what is next and what they have to get ready. We also have a microwave in the corner there with, there's nothing inside, but there's a button there, like the keypad for the microwave and all that. Then we have like a little soda machine area there where it says like Diet Buzz, Buzz, and Buzz Lemon. Buzz is like the soda that's appeared in the show, and I think Buzz Lemon is a reference to something, one episode, but I'm not really sure. We have like a little machine here. I'm not sure what that is supposed to represent. Then we have the bathroom on the side here, which does have a door entrance here, and it has the logo for man, woman, disabled people, so it's like a unisex bathroom. And then there's a poster on the side for the Rib Witch, which is also in the set, which we'll take a look at, but has the Rib Witch mascot and shows the Rib Witch burger, so a nice little reference to that iconic episode. But yeah, going back to the bathroom, we can access it by taking down this wall here. It's attached by a few studs, and on the Krusty brand notice board, we have some stuff here like change fire ornament, slide whistle lessons, some week chart thing, unpaid overtime sign up now mandatory. So some nice little fun jokes there, kind of harping on how the Krusty Burger is not really a good place for employment or good food. But yeah, the toilet area is nice. We have like an air conditioner there, a really cool build for a toilet. I really like the back area there. We have an empty toilet paper roll, which is common at fast food places. We also have a nice little sink build back there as well. There's actually some water on the floor, which is common in fast food places as well. There's usually some sort of spill, something on the floor. And again, I do really like that sink. There's actually like a clear piece at the bottom, which I think is kind of hard to see, but it has like some water in the bottom of the sink. So really cool build for the bathroom. I think it looks nice. And then the final area is the main eating area, and it looks pretty cool. We have a nice little tile on the floor with like light aqua blue and magenta, and it's pretty cool how they kind of take inspiration from fast food places with their really interesting colored tiles for the floor. Well, they used to be colorful, now they're mostly just gray and boring. But anyways, we have some seats here which are attached in an interesting way. They're kind of like a little bit up from the floor instead of like attached to the floor. They're actually attached to the table itself. You can kind of like take these tables out easily, but yeah, this table, we have a nice little design for the fries bucket using those Wolverine claws, and the bucket piece looks pretty cool. And we have a sandwich there with some roller skate pieces to represent the Rib Witch. They could have been brown. I think it would have worked better that way, but it's still, I really like how they were able to come up with that design using roller skates. I think pretty cool, pretty nice design for that. In the back here near the entrance, we have a trash can there which says push, and there's some like green slime on it, which shows how it's like kind of an unsanitary place. Then we have like a few condiments on top there. And then we have another table here, same fries design and same table and chair design. But we do have the same milkshake design as the Homer figure has. And then in the back, we have a pretty cool little booth design. This booth has appeared in a couple episodes, like they sit as a booth sometimes. We have a small little table there, and I really love how they were able to capture like the diagonal corners of it. They use like some hinge pieces and like I believe some like hose pieces similar to like the corners up there. And I think the iron bar piece works really well to capture like the padding of the seats. And then the final thing in this area, or before we get on to the final thing, there's like a little poster. It's kind of hard to see back there, but it does say like Mother Nature Burger. I'll probably just bring your camera over. There it is, Mother Nature Burger. Another reference to that episode, which the Krusty outfit is based off of. But yeah, the last thing is the Krusty Kid Zone, which you can take out. It's a little hard to take out, but it is only attached by a few studs, so it's kind of meant for you to take out and like enjoy. But yeah, it's a nice little design for a little ball pit. I really like how they have a round entrance here with these round pieces. We have Krusty Kid Zone stickered with another Krusty face, and then his hands again are holding a sign, which is pretty cool. Some glass there, some nice little fun colors with red, purple, and aqua. And then of course we have a ton of ball pieces in the ball pit. Lots of different fun, vibrant colors for that ball piece, which has appeared in some other sets. But yeah, we have a nice little ball pit there, which is really cool and kind of a reference to the ball pits and McDonald's play place that you used to be able to find in fast food restaurants. So in conclusion, I really love this set. It's pretty cool, lots of fun references. The build, really cool. I think they captured design the Krusty Burger well. The inside has lots of cool details and features and stuff like that, capturing the look of a fast food restaurant and Krusty Burger well. Get some nice side builds like the car and the Krusty Burger sign. I think the figures are just excellent. We could have maybe just gotten more of them, I think, to be honest. But I know that Lego just doesn't want to spend a lot of money while upcharging their customers more. So yeah, one issue of the set definitely is the price at $210. It's a bit expensive, and I do feel the set is definitely a bit small, like the actual building of the Krusty Burger itself. I talked about that earlier, so if you don't remember, I just feel like they should have made it more square-like and just a little bit bigger. I think would have made it more worth the money. But besides that, it's just a really cool build, really cool figures, lots of fun Easter eggs and details. I just hope this means that we'll get more Simpsons sets in the future. Maybe we'll get a new Simpsons house, maybe we'll get the school, maybe we'll get a comic book store. We'll see. I hope we get all of those, but I hope you guys enjoyed this set. For me, just because there's a few flaws with it, I'll probably give it a 9.5 out of 10. Just leave your thoughts though in the comments below. I want to hear what you think about this set, if you love it or if you hate it. Anyways, check out the other reviews I have on my channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.